Empower to Integrate, a collaborative initiative by Aditus Foundation and the African Media Association Malta. This program is dedicated to advancing integration and social inclusion for third country nationals in Malta. It is funded by the Asylum, Migration and Integration Fund, co-funded by the European Union and carried out in collaboration with the Parliamentary Secretariat for European Funds.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Empower to Integrate project. This is a collaborative initiative between Aditus Foundation and African Media Association of Malta. The Empower to Integrate project is funded by the Asylum, Migration Integration Fund, co-funded by the European Union and in collaboration with the Parliamentary Secretariat for European Funds. The Empower to Integrate project is a platform for third country nationals to boost their visibility, have their voices heard, and share their experiences of living in Malta. The aim is to address challenges that they are facing, whether it's in education or employment, health, housing, or even language barriers their children may face in schools. Hello, I'm Nazlee Mayhew, and I am the host for the radio show. And today, we will be talking about breaking stereotypes and how local people and migrants can work together to create a more inclusive environment and overcome these prejudices together. I'd like to welcome in the studio today is Tazin Akter, who is an advocate and humanitarian activist, and she's also from Bangladesh and works for University of Malta. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for welcoming me.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. From your own experience, could you tell me what is the biggest misconception that local people may have about third country nationals?
I would say from my experience and also what I hear from others, because I always speak with migrated people to understand the concept. Majority of the time, they claim that they are not integrating, slash they're integrating more than what they should not. Because there was a lot of controversy, like they can see a lot of third country national taking over their country, a concept like that. Yeah. Apart from that, I have noticed also they sometimes share the fear of taking their place by the third country national when it comes to the job market. Okay. Which is another fear I noticed, and I think it is a concern from the community, and also the language, because of the third country national or the international people are working here because of iGaming and all this. So they had to speak in English where they're losing actually their mother language, Maltese. Right. I think it is actually a concern for a tiny island like Malta. These are the things I noticed so far till now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And what do you think we can do as third country nationals to make this a lot easier for Maltese people, to let them know that we're not coming to take their jobs, or we want them to continue speaking in their own language, because we also have our own languages, so that we continue to build on this social inclusion?
To be honest, from my end, I'm also third country national. You already introduced me. So what I do, basically, I try to learn the basic Maltese, and I try to use them day-to-day basis, so I will feel more comfortable, and also the people around me who are Maltese, they will feel comfortable at the same time, and they really appreciate that. Even just a simple bonjour, kifin makes huge differences. So I think we can do that, though we already have our own language. Then we have to speak in English, because English is not always our language. Yes. And then grabbing another new language where Maltese is a bit hard, I would say, for a third country national. Doesn't matter whatever country they're coming from. But in my cases, it was different because I learned Arabic, so maybe I can easily integrate. So maybe they can try to learn the language and try to mix up with the local communities, and at the same time respect the borders. I think that is very important for the host country and also the people who are coming here. Doesn't matter which country
you're from. Yeah. Okay, but being able to respect each other.
Respect the boundaries for both, I would say. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah. And what is it that you love about Malta?
I love the weather. I came from very warm weather. Bangladesh is very warm. And I came for more specifically Chittagong. It is this city actually surrounded by sea. So the environment, the vibe I love here, and we speak really loud. And I can better understand the Maltese in that sense. And also the beauty of the sea. I can't like stop exploring Malta, and I make a lot of videos as well about Malta. So I think I love the nature. People also, they're very warm.
Yes.
These are the things really attracts me. Like I feel like I'm at home.
Like you're at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
and
you
what
so much.
about the food? Have you tried any of the local delicacies?
It's a bit tricky because I'm Muslim, so I have to think about a lot of things when it comes to halal and haram.
All right.
But also I tried the fennec rabbit, and I also tried snail.
Yeah.
But for some reason I didn't like the snail and also the rabbit. With due respect, I love rabbits, you know. So it's a bit like I'm having the one I have pet, you know, at home. So it's a bit difficult for me. But I really liked rabbit because it tastes a bit like chicken for me. So overall I tried more or less most of the stuffs because I was also living with a Maltese woman. So she actually introduced with me like the basic Maltese word to cuisine, everything. So I tried.
That's a good experience. Yeah. And have you had any challenges, you know, living here in Malta in terms of the stereotyping?
I wouldn't say I had any experience, to be honest, but I heard a lot about it.
Okay.
Like they heard that go back to your country. These are like common phrases they hear. But one time, I don't know whether it's a fake idea or real, I experienced in social medias. So when I was making videos, someone just came and commented like, stop making videos about my country, stop talking about my country, we know better than you. But it was a fake account. I'm oversure, so I really don't know whether he is Maltese or someone else just tried to comment negative.
Okay, all right.
So in my case, I had very positive experiences.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to shed light on in terms of your experiences?
I would say I'm always open. I'm very welcoming. So I think it helped me to integrate more within this community where I really don't belong technically, I would say. I think as a third country national, we can be more welcoming when it comes to, even if it's negative, maybe we can try to understand from which perspective they're showing this anger or frustrations or fear, and trying to understand and then maybe respond based on that. That will help us, and also for the host, I mean Maltese community.
Because it is a small island, and we know from history with Malta is that, you know, they've had various, you know, countries wanting to come and take over. They were even bombed at one place. So what more foreigners coming into their country, maybe this is where the fear is stemming from, that they're coming to take over, they're coming to take our jobs, they're coming to take our women, you know, and things like that. You know, there's a lot of, you know, blended families that you see around today. And what you're saying is that how can we help as third country nationals to reduce this fear that they have, that we're not coming to take their jobs, that we're not coming to bomb them again, is that we've got opportunities for a lot of people who want to travel around the world and want to experience something different.
Yes, of course.
So it's reducing that fear as well.
That's also one thing you already brought, like not everyone came here just because they want to be financially independent. Maybe someone came because they will get the chance to roam around 29 countries, or maybe they just want to see what next can happen in their life to grow work-wise. Not everyone came here as a third-grade worker. So I think that is something have to come from both sides, you know, the host communities and also the people who are migrated here. It's not like one-sided. You can't clap with one hand, you need both. So I wouldn't just pressurize the TCN to integrate. I would say also the Maltese community, they need to understand it's not like one-sided picture you can just portray. It's both sides. We have to understand from both sides and integrate from both.
From both sides. That's very powerful what you're saying, is that, you know, you need to clap with two hands, you know, and it makes a beautiful sound when you do that there. So it's finding common things amongst us, whether it's food or values or traditions. We find a lot of the times that's what you know, attracts us to Malta as well, you know. So it's how can we continue to build on this? You know, do you have any ideas or anything you want to share with the Maltese community?
I would say, like, in Malta, we always have festa and several, you know, events. So maybe as a TCN, we can integrate there, we can participate there. But as I said, like, understanding the borders of Maltese people,
Yes.
not overdoing something that will make them feel suffocated sometimes and feel like, okay, are they trying to take over? Like a recent incidents you can see, I believe you check social medias, there was several posts like Indian people were playing music and they were dancing, and I was trying to make people understand, okay, maybe we should understand until how far we'll go. Are we doing too much? Whether it is making people not like comfortable being with the third country national and tagline like India. So these things I think we also have to think about, like it was an event from Maltese community, can I really play my music, or the organizer are playing. There was even some other videos came like from the Pachaville, it says like they are playing Indian music and it's no longer Malta because they are feeling insecure there, you know. Even I had some experience because I speak Hindi, Urdu, so they don't know that I can understand what comment they are passing, you know, and they didn't understood that I'm from, you know, India, Bangladesh or Pakistan, that region. They were thinking I'm Filipina. So this is something also they need to understand. You came to a country and you have to respect the society, the culture, you know, the religion, the customs, everything. And at the same time, I think the Maltese community needs to understand that, okay, they're here for various reasons. You can't like put a label, just they came, they're third country national, they don't have job, they don't have money, that's the only reason they came. It's not the truth. So as I said, both party needs to understand and come to a place where it will be, you know, a straight line. Maybe sometimes it will be a zigzag, but try to cope between that. And that's all I can see for the time being, because we don't know what is going to happen next. A lot of changes happening in European region. You know better than me, I think, because you were checking those things. So in that case, we have to try to be together, holding each other hands, and try to feel the warmth.
Yes, okay. So it's also coming to this place with a curious mindset, where we're seeing people who may be celebrating their own, you know, festas in Malta, and even if it is part of a Maltese festival, you know, think, but okay, they're now coming to take over this as well. But it's understanding that, you know, music and dance, you know, we feel the vibe and the energy, and it moves us in different ways. It's also the lyrics. So when people are listening to their own music, like you said, from India, it's reminding them of home and, you know, their families and the things that they're missing, and that's what they're celebrating. So having this curious mindset will also enable both parties that when we do attend Maltese festas, instead of thinking, oh my goodness, you know, the fireworks have been going since 8 o'clock this morning and there's no light, you know, why are they doing it? Get to understand that the reason why they're doing it is because they're letting other, you know, villages know that we're celebrating, you know, they're also happy for what they have.
And it is part of their culture, I believe. So we have to accept that, even if I don't like it, let's say. It's like more acceptance and more understanding.
Okay.
I would say that's what we can do.
So coming also with this way that we're being more open-minded to both the Maltese and with the third country nationals, where we want to live in unity and being able to be more tolerant, compassionate. It's also understanding that a lot of third country nationals, they've left their home for their own decision, their own choices. They've come to live in Malta, and they want to have this you know, amazing experience living here. But what can we do to also integrate at the same time with the Maltese, and, you know, assure them that, you know, we just want to enjoy the sunshine, the beach, the sand, but also learn more about your culture. So, you know, any opportunities that you may get to share for both sides, then it helps reduce that fear, you know, of what we experiencing.
And I think more dialect. The more dialect will help us. Like, for instance, I try to speak with Maltese people to understand from where they feel this fear. That's why I can tell you this is what possibly the reason they're thinking about, they're concerned about, like their language, as I said. So I think we can also, as we are staying here, maybe, I don't know for how many years or maybe forever. So we also need to think that we are not just earning money from this island, we are also spending our time, our brain. We are using our knowledge. We are also helping, assisting. If we, let's say, if we remove all TCN, can really Malta survive? Because a lot of cleaner working here, a lot from the third country national, a lot of caregiver. They are from Philippines, I would say.
Yes.
I can clearly see from India in the hospitals. Can we really survive? We can't survive. Color, country, doesn't matter.
It doesn't
the
matter.
service are coming here.
Yes.
So it's not just they're taking money, they're also contributing. If we see the positive side instead of the negative, I think we can better integrate. And also for us, as you said, it is a very interesting point of the fireworks, because a lot of people complain 8 a.m. but I can't see anything, but I can just hear.
Yes.
But you also, as a TCN, I need to understand this is their culture. It is Malta.
Yes.
And if I love the fireworks after 6 p.m., I think I should accept at 8 a.m. too.
Yes.
6 p.m. then 8 a.m. as well.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
this is something from both sides. We have to understand. We have to make more dialect to understand them. And also they need to understand. So to let them understand me, I need to speak about me. I need to speak about my culture. I need to speak about my religion, from where I came. Like oftentimes I speak about Christianity and Islam, how much similarities we have.
Yes.
But we just focus on the, where we are not similar, where we are different.
Yes.
Why don't we think about we are from the same root, so this really helps. Like that's how I get to know people, and that's how I get the trust from people. Oh, okay, we are same, we are not different, we are not alien. Maybe she is a bit brownish, I'm a bit whitish, but we are same.
It's color,
Exactly.
It's
so
just
these
color.
are the things I think we also have to be open and let them understand our perspective, and also we need to understand their perspective at the same time.
Yeah, thank you. That's very powerful in terms of what you're talking about. And just coming back to the point about fear, where the Maltese might feel, that there's an influx of people that are coming into our country. It's very valid that by helping take care of your elderly parents, by helping cleaning your home, you're then able to spend more time with your family. So that's seeing the positive side, is that you can go and spend that quality time with your parents, if they're in a home or if they're at home and they're being looked after. So when you come home from work as a woman, I'm using as in this example, you're spending time with them. You're not having to clean the house and doing the other jobs that somebody else is doing for you. You're paying them, and also looking at it that by paying, whether it's a cleaner or a carer or a customer services agent, at the end of the day, the money that you're paying them, they're also helping their families. So the hands, I think that's really, really powerful what you said today. Let's see how we can continue to work together, where you scratch my back, I scratch yours as well.
Yeah.
And then just to go back on the fear, is that we're also coming here fearful. We're also thinking that we're in a strange country. We don't understand the language, and we've tried, if you say that we've tried to learn, on YouTube before we came into, the country, and we just found it too difficult. We tried to take lessons and things like that. We are trying to integrate, and we also have our own fears. But what we're saying is, how can we alleviate them and reduce them? And what you're saying is through dialogue, understanding, and compassion. So thank you very much for also, enlightening us on that. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Right now, I would say the tension of language, they have they're losing their language. Even it's not just because of us. It's also even the new generations. They are not learning Maltese. So it's not just because we are foreigner, we are speaking in English. That's why it is losing the identity. I think it's also, they have to be they have to take care of their own languages as well. For instance, they have to teach their kids, so they will also learn how to speak in Maltese, how to write in Maltese. It is a difficult language, you have to understand. But also at the same time, they have to welcome us. Listen, let's talk maybe two-liner. Let me teach you two-line. Let me teach you one word. That's how maybe they can keep alive their languages. We are interested to learn, also they have to show that interest, that learn our language. And I think also in workplace, when majority of the people are Maltese, I think instead of speaking in Maltese between them, they should also include the foreigner, doesn't matter TCN or whatever European, they should also include them. Let's speak in English first and let you know what we are discussing, because that's how some people also claim that they feel left out. So I think this is something I would like to pay attention as a third country national, and also for the Maltese people, they can maybe think about it, how they can keep their language alive, maybe letting people learn. And also I think, for example, university is already doing a lot of classes. That's how actually I learned Maltese, the basic level 1, and also the government official courses from where
Yes.
people can learn. It's
Yes,
not
with the I
huge
Belong.
amount. Yes, I
Yes.
Belong course. It's not a huge amount. So if we are really interested to integrate, maybe we can spend some money to learn the language as
To
well
learn the
and
language.
practice at workstation.
Yeah. Thank you very much for
Thank
sharing
you.
that.
Thank you.
Just how we can just boost inclusion, in Malta and understand each other, be more compassionate, but also learn about each other's languages and our values and our backgrounds, so that we can reduce any fears that we have. And just finally, before we're going to close up, and I'd just like to find out from you, when you hear the term, go back to your country, how does that make you feel? Whether it's, if you haven't been said to you, or if you've heard somebody else, or you've seen it online.
As I said, personally, I have an experience apart from the
yes.
social media. Hate speech, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I take it as a hate speech, It doesn't impact much on me.
Yeah.
Because I think I have the orientations before. I was studying a lot about hate speech. I was working in this field with adolescent and youth. So maybe that's why it didn't affected me as the way it affected other people. Because I have seen people cried even.
Yes.
When they say like, go back to your country. I see it more as a sarcastic way. So I think this is really something the local people should think about. If they're, not just taking your money, not just taking your job, they're also impacting on your community in your country. So you should respect.
So it's being mindful
And
again.
yes, of course, and just came into my head, Maltese people, they are also mixed. Even their language itself says Arabic, Italian, French, English, and they were also colonized by so many. So I think they should be more understanding than the other European countries, because they experience more than others. So in that sense, I would say maybe they can think about it. They're already multicultural, so
So about embracing that there and going back to the beginning, where we're saying that we're not coming to take over. We're coming to help. There's a lot of skilled third country nationals, whether they're from Australia, Africa, or Asia, where we want to come and contribute to the economy and to the growth of ourselves and our families, and just make it a better place to stay. So taking all these things is quite a lot we've spoken about, and pulling them together is how we can then build a more inclusive environment as well. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. So I'd just like to take this opportunity again just to thank the Asylum, Migration, Integration Fund and the European Union for funding this project. I'd like to thank Tazin for coming along today and just sharing her views on how we can build a more inclusive environment in Malta. And feel free to reach out to us on our website if you've got any questions, and see how we can work together and focus on building instead of dividing. Thank you very much.
Empower to Integrate, a collaborative initiative by Aditus Foundation and the African Media Association Malta. This program is dedicated to advancing integration and social inclusion for third country nationals in Malta. It is funded by the Asylum, Migration and Integration Fund, co-funded by the European Union and carried out in collaboration with the Parliamentary Secretariat for European Funds.